deodorant on? You smell lovely.
No, I took a shower today. It's the first.
Oh.
Do you think I can fit all our... Ryan, your goal is to fit all our trash just in this. Here, you see it? Yeah, right there. All the trash. Oh, it's got some water in it.
I think that's actually saliva.
Saliva?
Yeah, Ryan was...
Ryan's saliva?
Yeah, he was trying to blow bubbles into here earlier.
He's trying to blow bubbles.
Yeah, you missed it.
Really?
He was trying to get like a little you know how they do like the ships in here? He was trying to like get bubbles.
Ryan, can you look up why Ball has a monopoly on the mason jar?
Yeah. Huh.
Do we know this? You know what?
I don't know.
Do you have any idea?
No.
And who's Mason? Crosby? No? Plumlee?
Oh,
Either?
maybe the Great Garden State, right?
The Garden State, New Jersey, I believe.
Yeah.
It's very green there, by the way.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? We're live? Oh, thank you for joining us. Ryan, I know. Yeah, I know. He was a bullfrog. Play it. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. He was a good friend of mine. I never understood a single word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. Mighty fine wine. Joy to the world. All the boys and girls. Joy to who, Ryan? Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me. If I were the king of the world, I'd tell you what I do. Should we keep going?
I think we should.
Should we keep going, Ryan? Yeah? Extended edition. All the boys and girls. Joy to the fishes in the deep blue sea. Joy to you and me.
Wow!
And we're live! Welcome to Quarantining.
With the Chris's.
I'm your host, Chris.
I'm your host, Chris.
And we have a very, very special times 28 edition, Chris.
Wow.
What were you doing when you were 28?
Actually, I got my first frog when I was 28.
Oh, was it Jeremiah?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He was a good friend of mine. No, Ryan, you're not allowed to have a pet.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry about that. Joy to the world, Morgan. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us in the Philippines. Thank you for joining us. If you have a consonant, vowel, or number, or an underscore in your name, we're Quarantining the Chris's. We do this every day.
Ends and Y.
But does not start
With S.
simply because we can't do weekends anymore. Monday through Friday, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Joy to the world. 3 Dog Night. It's also National Dog Day.
Is it really?
It is.
Oh, wow. What a find. Ryan, good find today.
Wonderful work.
Wow.
First time we did something right.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it only took, 132 episodes?
Yeah, 132 episodes.
What are you going to do?
Well, we can, hopefully he does it again. It is a Renewable Wednesday, so we'll be talking about everything renewable, so hopefully he can come through again in the future.
We appreciate that, Ryan. Thank you. No? Okay. You can't do everything right.
Okay.
A Renewable Wednesday, I think we have a special PSA.
Oh, yes. Please be responsible, wear a mask, and practice physical distancing.
I think what he's trying to say is please wear an effing mask. Please stay at least 2 meters and or 6 feet if you're in America from each other. And stop going in large groups. We know you're doing it, especially colleges who are running rampant with COVID-19 and making it bad for everyone else.
Oh, so they're the STDs in the
nursing homes.
Yes.
Something he learned during the pandemic. that is the thing. Where can you find us across social media, Chris?
All across the social
Everywhere?
media. Yeah.
Is the link in our bio?
Link's in the bio.
There?
Links. Well, it's in the link tree actually.
Oh,
That's
tree?
That's the link tree right
links.
there. Yeah.
Oh.
It has the links, like the sausage links.
Oh, interesting.
Or you can get soy links. We are a big fan of the soy links here.
They're okay.
I like them. Like the
Chorizo's
yeah, the chorizo's good.
Yeah.
Anyways, you can go to our website.
I think it's QWTChrises.com,
Chris's.
QWTChrises.com/shop, or the link in our bio for some fresh merch, Chris. Something smells great. What can you get at our website?
We do have coffee up there. Ooh. Yes, this is Cafevo, our favorite.
It is.
Antioxidant coffee, Chris.
Yeah. You also get a Season 1 t-shirt. Season 2 tie-dye t-shirts are coming out this week, I've been told. I also was told that the past 3 weeks. So we'll find out if that's true or not by Davey, right there.
Sounds like Davey is renewing his excuse with you.
He is. Also, if you'd like a mug, shout out to Benny who just purchased one. We appreciate you. Or if you want a sticker, you can put it on one of these reusable bottles. We don't like plastic here at the quarantine quarters. You can put a sticker right on a bottle. You can put it on your head. Or if you accidentally buy only one-sided mugs with a logo on it, you can put it on the other side. No one knows that. Fun fact.
Fun fact?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Other fun fact is our community cause of the week, Chris.
It's Save the Waves?
Yes, Save the Waves. It protects coastal ecosystems around the world through innovative strategies in partnership with local communities. Wow, Chris, I feel like I just spit a wave on you.
That was a wave of spit on my arm.
Sorry about
Good
that.
thing I'm wearing 3/4 sleeves and it's 80 degrees here. But earlier this month, Save the Waves celebrated a moment of victory. The Pietra del Benito Coastal Marine Sanctuary was approved. The sanctuary encourages the protection of surf breaks, traditional fishermen practices, and biodiversity across 10,000 acres located in the central coast of Chile. Go to savethewaves.org if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, Periscope, or Mark Zuckerberg's The Facebook, it's called.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good for Mark.
Yeah.
I'm glad he made something of himself.
Yeah. Or go to @SaveTheWaves Coalition on the Instagram if you're watching there. And shout out to California. I've heard it's nice this time of year.
I hear it's doing all right.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of fires. There's just things going around across the country, but thank you for taking time out to spend it with the Chris's today. We do have to pay the bills.
Yes. Today we are sponsored by Ball Mason Jars.
Ooh, Ball Mason Jars.
How do you know how you how does one bring it so you can see it because it's so clear you can't like zoom in the zoom effect?
I don't know. We had a challenge for Ryan to put all of our trash during the quarantine in here. And as you can see, he has not started yet because he does nothing. Also, fun fact we found on the intro, your mouth looks funny like this.
That's probably where they came up with.
I think so.
There's also
Ball
do you hear that, Chris? It holds all the money we've made during quarantine too.
Rhymes with hero?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you could say your regular now. Shout to any WASD member in Massachusetts. Shout to my mother. Yes, I speak English. Hopefully you speak English as well. If not, we can have someone translate. We should get that. We should get a quarantine translator.
Yeah.
Just someone who's in the back just doing it all.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining Quarantine the Chris's. Ryan, can we get our guest on? Yeah? Yes. We got someone? Yeah?
Uh-oh. Again. Uh-oh.
Are we going to get shut off again?
Uh-oh.
For some reason, Instagram hates us. If this is still working, it tells us to try again later. Limiting how many times we can do certain things. This is the second time this has happened. We apologize if we're getting kicked off, which we are, it appears, as the phone is overheating and we are offline. Could still be online on everything else, so we'll just keep talking as Instagram does not like us and decided to do this again.
Okay. Well, there goes that intro. Maybe,
there goes our intro. Don't know why Instagram doesn't like us, but we're just going to close out of all these apps so you can look at all the apps I have open. Hopefully nothing inappropriate. And we're going to go back into Instagram and see if this likes us.
All right.
Here we go. Have a heart, have a heart. Ryan, should we just do the intro over again? Not really sure what's going on. You're online. I guess
right,
we're
cool.
still online. That's cool.
Cool.
That works. Behind the scenes of the quarantine quarters and all the issues that we're having here. I have no idea what's going on, but I know we're on something.
We're on
YouTube,
something, yes.
Facebook. Thank you for rejoining us. Instagram continues to have some issues for us. And if it happens again, we apologize. We'll have to keep a fan on this as it's too hot for Instagram TV. Ryan, can we get someone here? We're trying really hard. Anyone? That'd be great. Ryan? No?
Well, hey, Joy.
Hi, Joy.
Oh my god.
How are you?
Hey, I thought I left my spot. I was like, oh shit.
We promise it wasn't your fault. It's Ryan's fault for not blowing cold air on the phone. We apologize.
Oh, that's okay. I'm glad everything worked out.
Yeah, we had some technical difficulties. Thank you for joining us, Joy Morgan at Joy to the World, or Joy to the World Morgan on Instagram. You look like you're in a wonderful area. That doesn't look like Brooklyn.
No, I'm in Portland.
Sorry, he was sabotaging the show once again. Where are you located right now?
I'm in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, wow. Oh, the Sunshine State.
Wow.
Oh.
How long have you been there? Last time we checked in, you were in Brooklyn.
No. I left Brooklyn when COVID started to live back with my mom. To visit my mom when I thought it was going to be like a week, and then a few months later, I was like, I gotta get out of here. So I drove to visit my uncle in Oregon, and I've traveled and seen in like a bunch of national parks on the way.
Oh, that's wonderful. What's been your favorite place in your travels from Brooklyn all the way to Portland?
I really loved the Black Hills Forest. I thought it was like so awe-inspiring. And then Yellowstone, of course, and Montana, Idaho, northern Idaho.
Oh,
wow.
Sounds lovely.
That sounds quite lovely. We're curious, are you going to be writing the second book, The Hour of Land, about all the national parks you've gone to?
Oh my God, dude. If I could write a book like Terry does, that would be she's just such an incredible writer, so that would be really cool.
Well, hopefully soon. I mean, you could be like David Henry Thoreau and just go to the Henry David Thoreau. Ryan messed that up on the teleprompter, and just go to the woods and then just write all your memoirs there.
I know. I'm really tempted to just I told my friends, it's like, guys, there's a plot of land in Montana for $30K. I'm going for it.
And would any of your friends actually be surprised if you were to do that?
I honestly don't think so.
Yeah. Well, Joy, on your Instagram, you say you're an advocate for radical change for an Earth that needs it. Can you tell us about your experience with Package Free Shop and what you're doing there? I mean, I think every single thing on our desk right now came in some form of plastic.
Yeah, I know. That's such a unavoidable situation these days, right? Doesn't it seem that way?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all of a sudden we lost control over, our goods. We lost access to natural resources, lived too close to one another, and then everything's made and packaged for us, so we think we have what we need, but it makes us sick. And we can't seem to avoid it.
That's not good. So how can we not be sick? I mean, there's that COVID-19 thing, but there's all other things that plastic affects in our bodies. What can we do?
Well, that's what's so exciting about Package Free. Founded by Lauren Singer of Trashes for Tossers, who leads a zero waste lifestyle. I appreciate the trash jar commentary. Exactly, she measured her waste in her jar, and the whole goal was to find alternatives. And she did a lot of groundwork in finding things that weren't bad for the planet or for you. And so now we carry over 100 different types of products that you would probably need to buy sometime this week, like your toothpaste, your deodorant, your toothbrush, like the stuff you can't really get around. And we have done a lot of work, and you can truly trust Package Free to know that our standard, that it's being manufactured responsibly, the ingredients are organic, fair trade and so much more. Regenerative agriculture is normally from all organic matter we sell, so things break down at the end of the life. Most of our products are compostable or very easily recyclable, like stainless steel. But yeah, just everything you need. So and some quirky stuff too, because we know people are going to buy it somewhere else. So we want to have a good alternative.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. One of the things I was thinking is chewable. Is it chewable toothpaste that comes in a pill size?
Yeah, tooth tabs.
You just chew it?
I don't know. Yeah, how does that work?
Yeah, so these guys are there's a learning curve to going from the paste to the tab for sure. But yeah, you can just chew it. It's pretty soft, and then you just get that Get all over your teeth and brush it off. It breaks apart.
Yeah. No, Ryan, you can't swallow it. Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good for you.
Speaking of eating things, you were hosting you did host a zero waste dinner back when dinner parties were a thing. Can you talk to us about that?
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, again, Lauren invited me to work with her on this project, and I really adore her. She's been so inspirational, and it was like a life-changing project. It was a 5-day dining series that we hosted with Package Free, Lauren, and Silo, as well as they're now called Redora, but the Oberon Group, who owns a bunch of wine bars like June Wine Bar and some other really cool spots in Brooklyn. So if you love natural wine, you must go there. Good food. If you're into that team, they're really, really talented in that way. And so we all gathered and brought Yost, who's like, they call him like the father of zero waste, and he's this Australian dude who's like designed fireproof houses made from organic material that's like low cost to build, and he hand dug tulips out of the ground and hung them upside down, and all the food that was made for the guests was made from like the byproduct of one another. So literally every vegetable scrap became something edible. Like there was just no waste in the food.
So you could eat the napkin as well?
No, the napkin was made from dead stock materials, though.
Ooh.
It was like old scraps that were discarded, and so we repurposed them, and then they were actually washed to be used again.
See, she's answered for everything there.
Yeah.
I could try to throw that little curveball, but it didn't work.
No, it didn't. She's ready.
Yeah. We're at Quarantine with the Chris's live in Los Angeles with Joy Morgan at Joy to the World Morgan on Instagram. And Joy, you may know a thing or two about the Garden State, New Jersey, where I'm from, and our favorite new artist, Tristan Sparaccio, is from as well. But I know something near and dear to your heart, Joy, are the Pinelands. Are we going to make them a national monument anytime soon? I mean, come on, New Jersey.
Oh my God. I got to tell you guys, just hearing you say that on Instagram is just so exciting for me. It really is. Yeah, I mean, that would be incredible. I think it's going to take like years. I think that goal is going to take years. But it's going to be so, when it happens, it's going to be like, I thought it was already. Like, I'm surprised to hear it wasn't already. You know, everyone's going to know that makes sense. But first, we got to convince them.
True. We got to do that.
Yeah. How do we go about convincing them?
Well, I got to be honest. I mean, I grew up in those woods, and they're just incredible. But then I went away, and I focused a lot of my energy in New York and like technology and businesses and that kind of thing. Although conservation's always been like obvious to me. That's number one. Like even when Lauren asked me, 5 years from now, what are we doing? I'm like, we're taking land that went to waste and we're rehabilitating it. #zero waste. And so like my eyes definitely on land, but. With that said, I've been focusing really hard on Package Free because I love it so much, and I haven't yet gotten involved with activists in the Pinelands area until this summer, thanks to Corona.
Oh wow! Oh, Corona. That's the beer from Mexico. Hecho en Mexico?
Wish.
Oh, the virus.
Oh, okay. So what's the work you've been doing with the Pinelands?
So, I mean, this summer, like, I did a couple volunteer projects, some, like, cleanups out there, socially distanced, masked, really few volunteers. And also did some installation of cameras in trees to survey areas that are actually snakes habitat or whatever their dens are to make sure they're protected from poachers.
Oh, protecting the snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, these snakes are like native to the area. They're called like the pine snake.
Yeah. It's probably a weird New Jersey magazine about some snake monster trying to eat all of us.
It's like Jersey. If the Jersey Devil doesn't have one snake feature, then he's canceled.
Right, he's done. This is like we live in a cancel culture now, anyway. So people are probably trying to cancel the Jersey Devil left and right.
I hate that cancel culture. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I like it and I hate it. What do you guys think?
I hate it. It stinks.
Yeah, I agree. I'm of the belief of knowing is growing and learning. I think our Easy Mark 5 had shared with knowing is growing, and I like that growth mindset.
Now, Joy Morgan, add joy to the world, Morgan. Ryan also put here on the teleprompter, along with the Pinelands, that you deal a lot with public land management. I know the current administration was trying to ruin a lot of things recently, but what's the future of public land management? What are, like, any innovations in the space, or where do you see that going in America?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, oh my gosh, I have so much to learn on this subject myself, and you know, there are a lot of intricacies. State lines make overcomplicate. Like, everything's got its series of issues, lobbying and etc. But you know, in general, I think that certain areas just obviously need an upgrade. You know, and we can do it at a really low cost way that will have massive benefits for the environment. So, for example, you know, right now I'm here and there's a sidewalk.
Oh, hi, sidewalk. Hey. Hi, Joy.
Say hi to the sidewalk.
Oh, hi.
Well, if it was made with permeable pavers, then the water from the rain could actually seep into the ground and restore and replenish local aquifers, rather than the storm runoff, which picks up pollutants and garbage, both chemical and, you know, waste. And you know, so it's obvious there's a lot of just tiny little things that can really make a change in your local lands. That's one idea.
I mean, that makes sense. Some other ideas is a Justin Murray 18 who has an eye emoji, heart emoji, and joy. I don't know what that means. Can you translate?
No, I don't. We don't have a translator here, Chris.
Oh, okay. I think
maybe Joy can.
It's an eyeball, a heart, and a joy. Could be anything. Ali's son has a heart eye emoji. Hey, Joy Joy. If anyone has any questions for Joy Joy, there's a question mark box below. She is traveling all across these here United States, from Brooklyn to Portland, which is in Oregon, I believe still, right?
I believe
Didn't
so.
change yet?
Yeah. How was your recent trips? You went up to, did you go up to Mount Rainier?
Oh my gosh, no. So I didn't get a chance to go this last weekend because I'm going to wait for my wilderness pass.
Ooh.
Yeah, because I'm going to backpack and you're not allowed to do it without a wilderness pass. So these are the things to learn later on, I guess.
So
I was all ready to go.
Yeah, I picture you like, it's like that like little kid in the Christmas Story whose parents get him ready to go out and play in the snow, and you have like all those layers of clothes on, and then he's like, I have to pee. And that's kind of like needing, so like you're all ready to go, like you got all your gear, the car is loaded up, and then you're like, oh man, I need other things.
That's a pretty real phenomenon.
Welcome to the world of joy.
Yeah, right.
Right. I think,
Maybe.
You did were you able to do like some spelunking in some caves though, it looked like?
So I did this thing called and I think if Allison is still there, that's it. She'll know about it. It's a Trail of 10 Loops or something like that. I don't know. There's like 10 waterfalls at least. It's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yes, it's beautiful.
We have a question from an Ali son. Joy, tell us about the difference you see in sustainability in progressive Portland versus New York City.
Ooh, that is so deep. There's so much to that's so relevant to me. Yeah, because like I'm obviously never been here, so I've been, and not only that, but driving across the way, I've been observing the cultural changes and like, you know, land use among other things. So arriving in Portland has been like entering another dimension. It's like so different. It's just like a different place. But anyway, one standout thing right away is the front yards. And I'll definitely very quickly be able to demonstrate this for you. Many of them have full gardens, you know, with trees and other edible plants. So, you know, we obviously waste our lawns out there in New Jersey. We just fill them up with fertilizer. I won't go on. There's obviously repercussions.
Yeah,
But yeah,
they look really green for a reason, and it's because they're using chemicals. Shout to Monsanto, which is now what's the company that just got sued?
Bayer. I don't know how they pronounce it.
Bayer probably got sued too.
Probably.
Roundup. Thanks, Ryan.
Oh yeah, but they are purchased by Bayer, which is the Bayer, the Tylenol
That is correct.
esque type. Yeah, reliever, acetaminophen.
Ooh, Silver Falls.
Silver
apparently.
Falls.
So, it's all caps though, so it's Silver Falls.
Who said that?
And Allison. I'm guessing her name is Allison.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a guess.
I thought it was Allie, and then she just brings the sun to the world.
Could be.
Yeah.
I wish she was here with me in real life so you guys could see her, because she surely does.
Oh, wow.
Ooh, see? That's amazing.
Speaking of things, we do have a Dimitri. Ooh, just joined in. You are mentioned front yards and lots of fruit trees. What else do you see in front yards?
That's just like the most random question I think I've ever been asked. I don't know.
Believe me, there's more where that came from.
I guess another thing I'm seeing in front yards, maybe not so much front yards, but like sidewalks. There's a lot of homeless people here, and that has been a shock to me, and something that's kind of disturbed me all along, actually.
Yeah, that's tough.
Just relevant, I don't know. A bummer, but it's true.
Yeah, I think all across the West Coast, particularly obviously in Los Angeles, I mean, it has the largest homeless encampment downtown in the entire country. But yeah, there's encampments now in areas that when I moved to Los Angeles 8 years ago, that never existed until maybe the past 2-3 years. Ooh, we have a question here. Sorry to cut you off, Troy. From a Justine Murray, 18. He's legal. Joy, how does the waste produced from making reusable bottles compare to the waste produced by consuming plastic water bottles? Is the reusable water bottle craze starting to be counterproductive? Ooh. Ooh.
I wouldn't say it's yet counterproductive, because still most largely used are plastics, which are very, very hazardous. Every single one can't be undone. So the fact that every one single aisle in the grocery store has so much plastic, let alone the water, like the soda section in one store, or let alone 12 in the town. Anyway, yeah. So the scale is not yet comparable at all, especially because similarly, especially like certain, even the cheap metal bottles that are out there, like if they're tin even, it's super recyclable. So while we can all agree that the process of recycling is not zero waste, I don't yet think that craze is causing, I think it gives people a different idea. It says reuse. It's just a matter of the brains for now. We're still just trying to convince the public to become aware of what's happening. As people navigate that economically in their own ways, many people will seek to find things that already exist and will not be buying new ones. And so, and as many of you guys already started to say, you know what, I don't need another one. So, yeah, just some thoughts.
That's interesting. We had a guest on earlier this week that had talked about plastics and even renewable plastics that get made into other items like clothing. The plastic is still getting into your wash, is still getting into your laundry, and it's still getting into your body. Are there safer ways to use plastics for clothing and different type of recyclables?
So was that Molly said, Solicit?
It was. We have an avid viewer here, Ryan.
Yeah, that's really cool. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
So the clothes. So one thing, for example, package-free sales, it's called Guppy Friend, and it's a washing bag that you put your clothes in, and it catches microfibers, just like a lint trap would. So it prevents the microplastics that are in textiles from floating into the waterway, and unfortunately you'll have to put it in a garbage which will then, go to landfill or a jar if that's what you're doing.
Shout to our sponsor.
But yeah, so you just have to put it in it'll have to be unfortunately wasted in a not a great place, unless you can recycle it, but not quite that accessible yet to recycle microplastic.
Yeah, she also mentioned we're doing as best as we can with what we have at this time that makes economic sense. So it was something that you had talked about earlier. One thing that struck our eyes that you sent over to us was the marketplace of the future. Can you talk to us a little bit about that and that event?
Thank you so much for asking about that event because I really wanted to tell you guys about it.
Oh, perfect. Cool. That worked out well, man.
Okay, great. So it's actually this Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. You should come if you're this week, the 26th, 7th, 5th, something of that nature. I don't know. This week.
This week.
5 to 7, I'll be there. And so what it is first of all, let me just say, it is one of the most innovative, interactive forms of media that has been used in the environmental movement so far. And that's just a fact. And I'm really proud to say that Impact Tree is participating, and, Amir is the founder. Lots of Oceanic will be there, Loop, a lot of really important organizations and businesses. And so it's all based off of Drawdown, which is a book that goes through all of the solutions for climate change. It says, nobody can Google a top 10 list about how to stop climate change, so we wrote a book. And it's, really, really smart. It's a good book. There's a digital world built like a map and set in the scene of the future if we made all of those changes.
Really?
And featured vendors or organizations that are living with that mindset of the future now. And you go in the map as if you're on Zelda or Game Boy with your down, left, right arrows.
Ooh.
And as you approach somebody or a group of people, your video camera initiates and you begin a Zoom conversation and start chatting hey, how we are right now.
That's awesome. Wow. So it's like the legend of Zelda meets the environment meets the World's Fair.
Yes.
I like that.
Exactly.
And what exactly is a drawdown?
Yeah, draw down the carbon is mostly what they're focusing on there.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, and you had mentioned what are some land use things of the future. So one thing about if you have the opportunity to read or listen, you should. But it talks about renewable energy, and there are so many different types of renewable. And I know you guys are going to talk to somebody about that soon, so I look forward to listening. The wind turbines.
Mm-hmm.
You might have seen today the news was all paint them black and the birds don't die.
Saving the birds, yeah.
But secondly, what's going on with the ground below? Can we get some farms going? How do we keep the soil sturdy enough to hold that big, erect that thing, but also use the land? I don't know. Just thinking out loud.
Yeah, I think
that's what we do all day.
Yeah. I mean, someone said, Joy, that Natty Iceberg said, Joy, you're my eco-inspiration.
No way. Oh my God, I can't believe she tuned in and said that. This woman is one of the heroes of our generation, so that's a huge thing.
Wow. Well, Ryan, round of applause.
Asha.
We're on live here at the Quarantine Quarters, Quarantine the Chris's in Los Angeles with Joy Morgan at Joy to the World Morgan. It's 5:37 in the Pacific. It's time to fix our hair and thank our sponsor, Joy.
Oh, yes. Today we're sponsored by Ball Mason Jars.
Now, not only can you put trash in here, you can make funny faces.
One thing that was mentioned in the marketplace was circular economics. What is exactly circular economics?
So yeah, it's circular economics, a circular economy that is talking about. It's super local. It's a hyper-localized system where, for example, imagine in Puerto Rico, a town of people without needing any finances. If they can just access the land that is in their area, if they can just have that, as a group, like a collective domain, and contribute to it and receive something from it and trade it amongst others. And it's just like the environment. It's inspired by the environment. Something grows and it breaks down and it goes back into it. Same thing with the economy. So that's instilling regenerative systems in all industries, and so there are various methods of doing that, and examples of that, maybe like a farm share, like a CSA, and some other things like that.
Oh, that's like that game on Nintendo Switch, Animal Crossing. Same thing, right?
Yeah.
I think so. No? Different?
Oh, tell me about it. I don't know about that game.
It's just a game where you can like farm and whatnot. And my friend who started a garden and whatnot complains that his girlfriend gets excited about things. He's like, "Oh, you're helping out with what's going on outside," but in reality, she's playing a Nintendo game, farming her own little virtual farm.
Oh.
Shout to the Godfather's girlfriend.
Shout out. Yeah, well, interesting. What are your thoughts on like virtual farming and maybe possibly raising awareness just for farming in general?
Okay, so two things there. First of all, on the subject of virtual farming, you reminded me about something that I recently was exposed to thanks to Package Free. I didn't even know this content was coming out, and I was educated by it. I was like, props to Package Free Shop. Check it out.
Check them out on the gram.
Check them out. And it told me about how my email was contributing to climate change. Like, not moderating my emails, and how, like, digital space takes up environmental energy, and that it's not separate, and it's a push and a pull. Mm-hmm. So that virtual farming is a cognizance to me of, like, continuing to, like, mindlessly and disassociatively exploit our local environment. But I don't know anything about virtual farming, so that's my response to it.
We don't either.
Yeah, we don't.
Okay. And then secondly, what was the question? Virtual farming. Oh, farmer awareness.
Yeah, I think just awareness in general.
I've been really fortunate myself to be exposed to some super smart, talented people, and linking up with them and staying on top of what they're up to has been really informative. But yeah, I mean, you mentioned farmers, and I think that kind of struck me because, as you guys probably know, like various very tragic realities, such as farmers' mass suicide rates and losing family farms, crops being affected, and people being sued. Land, like the soil has, since like the beginning of the American settlement, when we took over native lands, have farmed without rotating the type of crops and destroyed land, like, which caused the Dust Bowl, among other things. So I think it's time that we fix that. We have to figure it out, and we have to get back to regenerative agriculture. And I know that's like kind of a buzzword in my niche, but it's like we really do need to fix what's going on with industrial agriculture. It's making everyone sick, and it needs to get fixed. So I don't know. I think what scares me about the part about raising awareness in relation to that is, unfortunately, the sickness that's caused by consuming those goods that are coated in chemicals, is that you're just kind of care less because you're tired and you're sick. You don't have a lot of mental energy.
Yeah.
And how do you activate people who are actively suffering? And that's why the Black Lives Matter movement is impressive, because those guys are actively, unfortunately, being oppressed and having to rise above it and be even louder. So, life's crazy right now, huh?
Yeah, and speaking of crazy times during COVID, this might be a random question, but I mean, we see packages in our small building here in Los Angeles every single day. People are afraid to really go to the store or find more eco-friendly options, and are using that one. They used to sell books. It's named after a river. Jeff Bezos with the Amazon. People keep using Amazon to buy everything. Which obviously creates a lot of waste with their packaging, because you can get something in one day, but it comes in something that's reusable that everyone just fills up the garbage containers out here with. Or is there, I guess, a concern amongst environmentalists on what's going to happen during COVID with all this added waste because more people are inside and buying things online?
Absolutely. And to that, I would say, please encourage them to look at Package Free Shop, because they can get everything that they need to buy. Like, you need, clean water, so a water filter, you need your toothbrush. You like, and then some extra stuff too that maybe Amazon has, but you make like hair ties, but except for it's natural rubber from a rubber tree and can be composted. So, and the reason that's relevant to packaging is because we ship with like 100% post-consumer recyclable cardboard, which also, because it's mostly paper, could break down in a natural and organic environment, actually providing carbon to a compost, but that's a different story. And then, you know, filled with paper that we're recycling actively from either receiving from vendors and paper tape and paper labels. So yeah, you can get what you need and you can have packaging that you can dispose of via compost or recycling.
Ooh, right on. I have so many hair ties. My rug actually like gets lost. My hair ties get lost in my rug. I think my rug is actually now just a bunch of hair ties.
Oh, okay.
You build like a hair tie sculpture? Is that like your quarantine art project?
Yeah.
Well, it's good collecting them, not wasting them.
Yes.
What's a tip for people to better use their products? To stuff that like obviously go to Package Free Shop and buy everything, all thousands of product offerings that you have. But what would be a better tip for food storage or for waste or composting or anything that people can do today to help reuse of what they already have in their household?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can reuse plastic produce bags. So if you have shopped with them in the past or find yourself needing one for one reason or another, you can reuse it to store any new produce that you purchase or to slip it over a bowl that you have. And if you have a rubber band or hair tie, no, just kidding, hair tie would break. If you have a rubber band, like, which you probably do, you can just slip it in an old plastic, bag and put a rubber band around it to keep that plastic over your bowl or your plate. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's great. Yeah.
And one thing we've started to do here is our own compost, but it's tough. How does one properly store compost? But also, how does one properly dispose of compost when there's they don't collect compost in our compound?
I'm not gonna lie. When I first moved to Brooklyn, I literally found a pile of mulch and put my compost in it.
Just like a random pile of mulch. You're like, this is where you live now.
Yeah, it was like a pile of mulch in a park. So it was like,
and now there's like a rose bush and like a lot of ferns and whatnot there.
Beautiful visual.
Yeah. Or what we could do here, a neighbor of ours down the street has chickens. And I think the only thing you can't feed them is carrots and one other thing, but you could give the compost to the chickens.
Why can't you feed chickens carrots?
I don't know. Maybe they're too hard for their... I'm not a chicken expert.
Oh, I know. I thought you were so knowledgeable. I thought you knew everything.
I know their names: Fluffy, DJ. That's all I remember. Yeah.
What about the other ones?
DJ.
Yeah. They actually have a sign that has all of the chickens in their names, and now they got a bunch of babies that gets FedExed right to them.
Oh,
yeah.
I apologize to anyone who's commented that I have not been able to see any inbound messages. So,
that's okay.
It's all been positive, smiles, thumbs up.
Yeah, a lot of emojis. I think that means good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
What are some of the things you see for future urban environments out there?
Yeah, I mean, well, for example, at Package Free, we had a couple of really cool interns come through these last few years. And those are the guys that I'm like, what are you learning in school? Like, send me your syllabus. Like, let me into your classroom. It's like that kind of person. So, and that's a shout out to Jordan and to Paige Katona, Emma Voss. And all three of these people, and probably more people that I've met through Package Free and as interns, have taken a regenerative rooftop, a farm, like urban farm class.
Oh, cool.
And they go to all these rooftops and they see about like incorporating localizing our food supplies, which is urgent, and, reusing roofs, which are unused. And, among other cool innovations, like Paige Katona was working on getting more bird houses around. Ooh. So we can give the birds places to live.
See, that's great. More places for birds to live, and then have the turbines on the windmills not kill them. So we're just saving the birds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's essential.
Yeah.
I love birds, honestly. If you didn't know that.
Fun fact: Joy Morgan loves birds.
It's true.
Yeah.
So
In
did.
fact, might call me some actually between you and me, some actually call me Jaybird.
Ooh, Jaybird.
Oh wow, great art, great musical artist.
That's an artist.
Jadebird.
Jadebird. Oh, close.
What did he say?
Vartekia says, I'm working on a daily goal every day in straw sculpting. That's interesting.
Vartekia.
And Olivia Rolf says, Joy Bird.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I could hear her saying that in her voice. You actually, guys don't even realize you did a good impersonation. Would you guys agree? Would you guys out there agree?
We had an insider tip here. Ryan just talks to all of your friends and then lets us know.
Olivia is like, call her Joy Bird.
Joy
Bird. That's how she says it. Joy Bird. Love it. We love her.
Well, Joy Morgan at Joy to the World Morgan on Instagram. We've been asking you a lot of questions. Do you have any questions for the Chris's?
Yeah, absolutely. So what inspired you guys to have these pair bandanas today?
Ooh. Oh, wow.
Let's get a style tip from the Chris's.
It was this, this pocket square, and for a shirt that says peace on it.
That's completely backwards on Instagram.
Oh, well, if you can read backwards,
it says
and
peace.
have a translator. And then your fashion.
My fashion today, I decided to go with green for the environment. Normally I wouldn't match the bandana with the shirt, but I felt like it was appropriate.
I chose green for that reason too.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of which, I noticed your guys' romantic background. Is it always like that?
Always romantic, but not always down by the river.
Oh.
Today we're down by the river in Los Angeles. Fun fact, there's not many rivers and flowing water in LA, so we had to transport someone else in order for a calm, serenic, serenic? That's not a word.
I like that. I think we should make that a word.
Serenic. Put that on a t-shirt,
yeah.
Ryan.
Serenic. Speaking of serenic things, you've been doing lots of driving. How are the bridges and the waterfalls up in Oregon?
You're knowingly asking me to reflect on something that's very beautiful, and I could say something very, deep about it. Yes. Okay, so I'm actually going to go to a river after we're done talking, which I anticipate very much. And it's just been like those pictures of me that seem cave-like, as I mentioned. I'm actually on the other side of a giant waterfall.
Oh, cool.
And it's so weird.
You heard it here first. Waterfalls are weird.
So weird.
Yeah, beautiful.
The waterfalls, how they make me feel is weird. Like the fact that there's a giant gorge, like with these, like that water from like glaciers of times that were so beyond human. Like, oh my lord, it's just,
Pew! Well, Joy, we're going to let you go enjoy that waterfall. Don't chase it too much. But thank you for joining Quarantine the Chris's and dispensing all your environmental worldly knowledge. We appreciate you and look forward to hopefully seeing you maybe in Joshua Tree. Who knows?
Yeah. Thanks so much. Oh,
Ooh,
I like that one.
There we
go. Thank you so much.
having me. Have a good day. Bye.
You too.
Thanks,
Bye-bye.
you too. Bye-bye.
That was fun.
That was great. That was Joy Morgan at Joy to the World Morgan, joining Quarantine the Chris's from Portland, Oregon, where she's been traveling, doing a couple beautiful nature things, Chris.
Yeah, just traveling across the country, looking at buying a plot of land in Montana?
Montana!
Yeah, for an eco farm.
Eco farming.
Yeah.
Everyone check out at Joy to the World Morgan on the Instagram. She's also the customer experience manager at Package Free Shop. If you'd like to save the environment and you're not Captain Planet already, go to Package Free Shop on Instagram or go to their website and get some great products that are not only reusable but good for you and good for the kids.
Oh, yeah, for everyone.
Yeah. Our community cause today is Save the Waves. Check them out also at savethewaves.org. And our sponsor one last time.
Well, ball mason jars. What is glass trash cans?
I guess so. Yeah, we could do everything with those. Not sure how ball went out, but you can make funny faces with them.
Yeah, shout out to them. Shout out to our community cause week. We'll be having someone from the foundation or the coalition tomorrow.
Oh, the Atkinson guy.
Yeah. He was on season one,
early season one.
Yeah. It's been about 100 journeys.
100 journeys.
100 journeys.
100 journeys.
Yeah, that's what I call our episodes now. They're journeys.
Wow. Yeah, journeys.
Yes. Thank you for journeying with us today.
We appreciate it.
We appreciate it. Come journey with us tomorrow.
Yeah. Shout out to Instagram for ruining our intro. But thank you, Joy Morgan, for sticking with us. And thank you all. Catch you tomorrow with Scott Atkinson, the CEO of the Ocean, talking about the California wildfires and his experience of the board of directors of Save the Waves.